everyone, myself Khyati Vyas from JMP English Medium Saraswati Group of Education. Today I am conducting this session for grade 6, subject SS. We are dealing with chapter number 2 in Civics and this is my session number 1 for this chapter. So kids, in our earlier session we learned regarding the diversity, means the difference. Now, in this chapter, we are going to learn regarding diversity, whether it is prejudice or discrimination. What is prejudice and discrimination? That I have already explained to you through the PPT. In PPT, I shared the meanings and some related pictures. I hope you have gone through the meanings and the pictures. Right? Okay. So now let's start this chapter explanation. Now prejudice and stereotyping. What is prejudice, kids? See, it is necessary to understand what prejudice is, how it can lead to discrimination and how it can be avoided. Prejudice means to think about something before you know that. Before you know that particular, for example, if you come across or if you meet some new person, you sometimes have a prejudiced thinking regarding that person. Prejudiced thinking means before talking to that person, before knowing to that person, you start judging them. This person looks so arrogant. This person looks so selfish. That is prejudiced thinking. You already have some thinking in your mind regarding that person without knowing him or her. That is prejudice. And this prejudiced thinking will give rise to discrimination. Discrimination is differences. Now, first of all, let's see what is prejudice. Prejudice is a name implies the process of prejudging something. Prejudging means judging something before you know that thing, or judging somebody before you know that person. Right? If I enter your class for the first time and just looking at your face, if I start judging, okay, this student is naughty, this student is very disturbing, this student is very brilliant, that is prejudiced thinking, prejudging. Before knowing you, I keep judging you. I start judging you. That is prejudiced thinking. A person is said to be prejudiced if he or she develops an attitude towards a person or a group of persons without having enough or correct information about them. So without having any information about somebody or something, if you start judging them, then that is called prejudice. Prejudice can be positive or negative. See, if I judge, oh, this child looks so brilliant, then that is positive. But just looking at the face, this child is so naughty, that is negative. Though I don't know whether he or she is naughty or not, but I just made a judgment. So that is negative judgment. Sometimes it is positive, sometimes negative judgment. Now, a negative prejudice leads to hostile attitude towards the person or a group. Hostile attitude means such attitude that I don't like that person. And it gives rise to, I always feel whatever that person speaks, if I am having some negative prejudiced thinking regarding that person, then whatever that person will speak, I will take it in a wrong way. Right? If I don't like that person right from the beginning, though that person is extremely good, but whatever that person does, I will not feel good because I had some negative prejudiced thinking for that person. Right? Then, while a positive prejudice can result in the attitude that favors the person or a group unduly, if I have positive thinking for that person, that whatever that person does, I feel that he did it very nicely. Though sometimes that person might do wrong, but I will feel that it is right. Just because of positive prejudiced thinking for that person. Now, a prejudiced person believes that his or her own group is somehow superior to other groups. So if I am having some prejudiced thinking, that I will feel that whatever I am doing or whatever my group is doing is always superior than the rest of the people. Means I am doing something extraordinary when compared to others. What I am doing is only right. What I am saying is only right. What my group of people are saying is good. That is prejudiced thinking. Now, prejudice emerged out of ignorance and stereotyping. Ignorance means, how did this prejudiced thinking come to my mind? That is due to ignorance. Ignorance means lack of knowledge of something. I am having lack of knowledge about some particular person. And that's why this prejudiced thinking came to my mind. I don't know some particular person. I am having zero knowledge about some particular person. But still, I have made a judgment regarding that person. So that is a blind belief. It is stereotyping, you say. Stereotype, I shared a picture, right? Stereotype. It is believed, the stereotype belief is for boys and girls. Girls play with dolls. Girls have very much interest in makeup. Girls can do only better in kitchen. This is all stereotype thinking. Means these thinkings are just, from past so many years, it is just carried forward. But it is not true always. There are some girls who actually don't like makeups, who actually are not only good in kitchen, but they are also good in other work, field works, right? Yes, lady doctors, they are extremely good. And sometimes it's said that for men, stereotyping is they only work outside, they don't work in kitchen, they do this, they are, weightlifters, they have a strong physique. But sometimes it is not that. Some boys are so weak, if you hit them once, they fall down. So that is all stereotype of thinking. The same type of thinking is carried forward from generation to generation. That is stereotyping. Okay? So, prejudice emerged out of ignorance, means lack of knowledge, and stereotyping when we judge other people through preconceived notion about them. Preconceived means without knowing we have already adopted some thinking regarding them. That is preconceived. For example, in racial prejudice, one group of people believe that the other group of people are inferior simply because their skin color. We have that, right, in our society. Those who are fair, very fair, they have white skin, they are superior, and those who are having weakish skin or dark skin, they feel, the poor people, they feel inferior just because my skin color is weakish or dark. Those who are very white or they are having light shade of skin color, they feel that they are superior. This is stereotype thinking, prejudice thinking, you can say. In social class prejudice, one set of people believe themselves to be better than the other because of the part of town they are living in. In society also, some societies, they have high reputation. I am living in this society. And the other people, those who are not living in that society, some other society, oh, this person is living in good society compared to mine. So that gives rise to discrimination. Similarly, we would prejudice about the economic status of a person, that is whether he or she is rich or poor. Religious beliefs of the people. This religion is greater than mine, this religion is lesser than mine. It is all prejudice thinking. Region to which people belong to, and differently edible people. All this give rise to prejudice thinking and discrimination. Prejudice is harm as it hurts the feelings of others. Prejudice thinking, it hurts, always harms the feeling of the other person. It may lead to the tension between individuals or a group, causing disunity and disharmony in the society. Right? It causes disunity, disharmony. People start fighting with each other. Racial prejudice leads to racial arrogance and discrimination. Just because of the skin color, people start discriminating. And this gives rise to racial arrogance. Arrogance means fighting. Prejudice results in hostile action and prevents relationship between developing. So it gives rise to hostile actions, means those actions which harms others, and it also develops, inequality in the society. It also obstructs open-minded and tolerant thinking. Open-minded thinking and tolerant thinking you cannot do if you are a prejudiced person. We must work hard to avoid prejudicing and from intelligent to opinions, since our opinions affect the way we behave. And we should also change our opinion after discussing with somebody else, because somebody else's point might change our opinion as well. Now, what is stereotype? In order to understand prejudice, we will have to understand what stereotypes are. Given above are the two cases of stereotypes. Let us see what they tell us. So here, case study is given in which stereotype thinking is shown in different cases. Stereotype thinking means those thinking which are carried forward from generation to generation without knowing whether it is right or wrong. Sometimes stereotypes thinking are totally wrong. They are totally wrong. For example, girls should have long hair. Why should they have long hair? Let them also cut their hair. That is stereotype of thinking. Boys should not cry. Why should not cry? They are also human beings. They also have feelings. Let the boys cry. That is stereotype of thinking. Now, case study you have to do yourself. In the given cases, you find there is some kind of fixed notion about particular gender or social group in the minds of people. They judge these people on these fixed criteria. So people start judging each other on their gender or on other criteria. This is just their own thinking. Stereotype is thus a mental imagine of a group based on the opinion without regard to individual difference. Several examples of stereotypes can be found around us. Around us, if you see, there are many stereotypes of thinking. For example, when a girl is expected to play with dolls and learn to cook, wash and clean when she grows up, and a boy is expected to play with cars and become a breadwinner. Breadwinner means he earns money for the home, and that is why from this money that particular family will get its bread. That is breadwinner of the family when he grows up. Then we are creating gender stereotype. This is gender stereotype. Why only men should earn money for the family? Ladies can also earn. Why only girls should cook? Even male person of the family can also learn cooking. There are some master chefs who are male members of the society. So this is gender stereotype. This means we believe that the girls or the boys can do only certain type of task. However, this is not true for all the girls or all the boys. As can be observed in recent time, both men and women can earn and support their families, and both can also be good at housework. Stereotype also exists for people belonging to a particular region, religion, race, economy, background, or physical disabilities. All this are stereotype thinking. Stereotypes hurt the emotions of the people. They can have lasting and damaging impact as they prevent us from appreciating the unique qualities of an individual. Because of stereotype of thinking, if some individual having some unique type of quality, we are not able to appreciate that. For example, if some lady, she is very good in playing cricket, we are not able to appreciate her just because we are having stereotype of thinking that only boys can play cricket well. This gives rise to some emotional disturbance to that person. Impressions get created about a large number of people in relation with set pattern or attributes. These impressions then get exaggerated and generalized. This leads to people identifying a community and its people with these attributes only. So one person passes his idea to other, and this way the stereotype of thinking is raised. Stereotypes prevent us from recognizing individual difference and lead to prejudices. So stereotype thinking also gives rise to prejudice thinking. Means when you look at some particular person, you already have some thinking, some beliefs regarding that person. So that is again prejudice thinking. Now what is discrimination and inequality? Discrimination is prejudice in action. If you see, then discrimination is also an action of prejudice thinking. It means treating people in the less favorable way because they are members of particular group. Here discrimination means differentiating them. You treat somebody in some different way, that is discrimination. And you treat that person in different way because you are having some already prejudiced thinking for that person. When you look at a lady, you start discriminating her just because she is a girl. It happens, right? Not only for that, if some family, in that family everybody is fair, white, if they see some other person who is not as white as they are, then they treat them in other way. Though the other person is very much able, capable, more intelligent than these people, but still they will not treat that person nicely. Because of prejudiced thinking, the discrimination started. So now, it occurs when a group of people are not giving the same benefits or status as everybody else. Discrimination may lead to putting other people down, not allowing them to participate in activities, restricting their access to jobs, or to live in certain neighborhood, or denying them something they are entitled to by law. So these all acts will give rise to discrimination, not treating somebody favorably. Discriminations are primarily the result of social bias. Social bias means social inequality. For example, discrimination may take place between a girl and a boy child. In your family, girls child and boy child, if there are two different genders, what happens? Sometimes it happens that parents are more favorable towards the boy rather than the girl. Right? Yes, that is discriminating them. The boy child may be given more opportunity of education than the girl child. This happened in the olden days. Sometimes discrimination occurs because of religious diversity also. Different religions, yes, it also gives rise to discrimination. Then, people who follow a particular religion may be discriminated against on grounds of customs and practice that are different from the rest of the population. So on the basis of religion, also discrimination takes place. Poverty also creates discrimination. Poverty means lack of money. The rich often get an advantage over the poor in terms of securing jobs. When it comes to job, the poor people will not get much job, good job, compared to the people who are rich. In getting medical treatments, right? In hospitals also, rich people are treated in other way and the poor ones are treated in other way. In education, etc. This is because the poor lack the source to meet their basic need. This is because just they are not having enough money. This results in inequality. Now, fighting inequality. We have to fight all these inequalities. In India, one of the reasons of discrimination and inequality is the caste system. Since earlier times, Indian society has been divided along the caste lines, where people were placed in the hierarchical order. Hierarchical order means the highest person will be at the top level, then the lower, then lastly general people. This is what happening in India. Either above or below the other caste. In caste also, higher caste, lower caste, all this is prevailing in India. People whose work was more valued, like the Brahmins, that is teachers and the priests. Kshatriyas will be the king. Vaishyas, that are merchants, were placed at the top of the caste structure. These people were placed at the top level of the caste system. People who did manual jobs like that of carpenter, potter, weaver, blacksmith were placed in the bottom of the caste structure. These people were all at the bottom level just because of the work they did. This created inequality in society and led to the formation of upper caste and the lower caste. The people of upper caste saw themselves as superior and called the lower caste untouchables. They called themselves, in the superior level, they called themselves superiors. And those at the lower level, they called them untouchables. The untouchables were not allowed to enter the house of the upper caste people, nor were they allowed to enter the temples. They could not take water from the same well as the upper caste. This is discrimination, differences. We have did this. We did this and it is not good. Now, what is constitution and inequality? One more case study is given regarding this fighting against inequality, which you have to read yourself. Constitution and inequality. What does our constitution say regarding inequality? The struggle for freedom against the British had enlightened some sections of the society who fought for the encourage the people to fight for their rights. So this fight for the freedom, it enlightened people that we are all same. So people fought not only against the British but also aimed to establish a country based on equality for all. We not only fought against British but we fought for our own equalities also. Equality was perceived for lower caste, women, agriculturists, tribes and all those who had faced inequalities for a long time. In Indian Constitution, which came into force on 26 January 1950, was aware of the inequalities that existed in India. All the inequalities were mentioned. The Constitution framers, particularly Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, sought to provide equal rights and opportunities to all. He had given equal rights and opportunities to all in the Constitution. People were allowed to practice their religions as they wished and to follow their customs and festivals in any way they deemed fit. They had all the rights. India thus adopted a secular law, that is, all religions were equal before law. In the eyes of law, all the religions were equal. It did not adopt any religion as the state religion. Any religion is not given the right to be said as the state religion. In the social and economic arena, the Constitution generated equal opportunities to all. It laid down special sections to empower the economically and socially weaker sections of the society. Economically means in terms of money. So economically and socially weaker. Socially weaker means in terms of caste and all. If they are a lower caste, upper caste, they get equality to all. Namely, the scheduled castes, scheduled tribes and the other backward classes. All these were given equal rights. Untouchability was abolished and declared a punishable offence. Untouchability, right? It was an offence then. Offence means it is a crime. People were free to choose the kind of work they want to do, and government jobs were open to all. So all the people belonging to every religion, every caste has equal right. The Constitution of India strives to bring about equality in India. Given the diversity of India, it has been quite successful. Now, it is successful. Yet, discrimination and inequality continue to exist even today in India and the world. But still, some parts of India and world, there are some discriminations, inequalities. One must, however, remember that equality is a value that one should keep striving for in order to bring about happiness and unity in the society. But we all should remember that this discrimination is bad and equality in the society is must if you want to live in harmony, if you want to live in a happy society, then equality is the must. It is something that can be brought about only by determined efforts of the people. And this inequality can be brought only by our own efforts. We should stop discriminating. We should stop inequality in the society. We must learn that there is no place for prejudice or discrimination in our communities, homes, schools and workplaces if we want to have a just society. So this is the chapter related to prejudice thinking, discrimination, which is prevailing in the society today, and how we can come over it. It is only by our own effort that we can come over it. Here we have come to the end of this chapter. Along with this video, I am sending the CW work of this chapter. I hope you will complete your books on time with good handwriting, no spelling mistake. I am also sending a chapter and worksheet along with this video which you have to solve yourself. Okay? So if you have liked this video, please click on the like icon. See you in the next session. Bye.